welcome to part 1 of our abstract flowers design set. In this workshop I'm going to be teaching you how to use watercolour and some beautiful fine line work to create some abstract flowers. I really hope you guys enjoy it, so let's get started. Welcome to my watercolour workshop with flowers. So I've already prepared my nail tip, and on this tip I've gone in with one coat of Innocence from the Get Nailed core collection, and then I have gone in with my Material Girl again from Get Nailed by Laura McBride. So that has given us this really lovely smooth surface to be able to work on. Now I've already popped down my watercolour colours here, so I am actually using the Winsor & Newton, and I have put down Emerald, and I've also put down the Yellow Hue. Okay, so these are the two colours I'm going to be using for this nail. Now what I want to do is to create almost like an abstract leaf pattern. So what I would say, top tip, is put the water for your watercolours in a wine glass, because then it's at your eye level to be able to work the right amount of water into your brush. And you also need to make sure that you're using a completely different brush to the brushes that you use for your gel polish nail art, okay, because otherwise it will contaminate your brush and you'll find that your gel polish won't sit into that brush correctly once you've done watercolours. So I'm just mixing this yellow into my emerald green just to give me a slightly more vibrant colour. I'm just adding water so that it gets that nice fluidity to it, okay? So I'm now wiping that excess off of my brush, and I'm now going to pick up a little bit of that colour and start to just do a really random leaf pattern. Now by no means does this have to be perfect, okay, because you want it to be a little bit abstract and a little bit haphazard, because your outlines aren't going to necessarily be on the leaves that you've put on here, and you'll see what I mean in a second. So I'm just working down the nail, popping my base leaves in with this green and yellow mix, and then working the other way as well. You can see how easy watercolour is to do, and if you do make a mistake you can just go in and remove it with either water or a little bit of gel residue wipe off solution. So we've got our first layer of leaves in there, so I'm just fully cleaning off my brush, and now I'm going to go in, I'm going to remove that excess water, just dip the tip of my brush into my yellow. Again, I'm going to add the tiniest little bit of green because I want it to be more yellow. You can see the difference between these two. I'm wiping off the excess off of my brush so that it's pretty dry, to be honest, and then going in, and now I'm going to start to layer my leaves. So you can see now we've got that green coming through that yellow, which is exactly what we want. So I'm going to do another one just here. If it is too wet, just remove that moisture out of your brush and then just carry that excess down to where you want it. Again, going in, creating that taper on our leaves. If there's too much, just remove that excess with a dry brush. And then I'm just going to come in here. Then I'm just going to do a little blob there. Okay, so you can see how we've created this overlap of colour. So obviously watercolours are air dry, so you want to be able to make sure that that stays nice and crisp exactly where we've put it. So I'm just going to let that dry up. So you can see here, this is still a little bit wet because it's shiny, and we want them to be matte like this. And then once that has happened, we are going to go in again with our matte top coat to seal all of this in, so that when we go in with our gel painting on top, if we make a mistake, we can wipe it off and go again. So you can see that's now gone matte. All right, so, or dried out, should I say. So that means that it's safe to be able to go in with that matte top coat. And obviously, as always, if we were doing this on a client, we'd be steering clear of their cuticle sidewalls and also capping that free edge. Okay. So that's now going to go in the lamp for a full cure. While that's in there, I'm just going to use a little bit of water to get rid of my watercolours. Now normally I would use that on a palette. So the beauty of using watercolours is there's no wastage, because it will just dry out and go quite hard. So if I show you here, I've actually got a little tin that I've got watercolours in the top, so they're all hard, but if I put water onto that, it will bring them back to life. So there's no wastage with watercolours either, which is fabulous. So I'm now going to grab my fine detail brush, and I'm going to go in with a black painting gel. So this is slightly different to a gel polish because it does tend to hold its own weight and stay exactly where you put it, which is exactly what you want. Okay, so I'm just going to grab this nail out. You can see it's got that beautiful matte finish, and all of that watercolour has now been secured in that layer, so that we get a nice clean crisp effect with our gel. So I'm going in with a fine detailer brush, and the first thing I'm going to do is put this leaf in here. So I'm going to go around that watercolour that we have just laid down, and then make sure that we taper that out so that it's nice and smooth. And then again coming in the other side, again laying our brush down and bringing out that taper. And then I'm going to come up through the middle and create that vein in that leaf. So nice smooth strokes with your brush, so that we get that nice smooth tapered line. So again, I'm just going to load up my brush, and now we're going to start to go a little bit off, because I don't want for every leaf to have its outline. So again, I'm just going to come in here, and I quite like when the watercolour is coming out from the outline. It makes it really nice and abstract. So now I'm just coming in and doing some lines almost like the base of a leaf. Okay. Now if there is an area that needs removing because it's slightly too thick, just go in with a clean brush and push it back up onto itself. I'm going to do the same here. That line is slightly too thick. So again, go in and remove it. And that is why we did our matte top coat on top of that watercolour. So again, just working my way up. I'm now going to work completely out of this leaf that we've done here. You can see how it creates that really pretty effect. And for this one, I'm going to stay within the leaf. Again, creating that taper. And then working my way down. I'm going to create like a little bud here. And then again, working out from the design to create that abstract feel to the nail. Okay, so that's now going to go in for a flash cure. So just a quick 10-second cure, and then we're going to add a little bit more detail to our leaves. So this one here, we need to create that vein. This one here, I'm going to bring out and round a little bit more. And then this one here, again, creating that detail. And just go with what feels right. If you want to, you know, keep it one-sided, then do so. If you want to go slightly wiggly, then do so, like that one there. That's what's nice about a abstract design. Anything goes. Okay, so in here I'm just going to pop a double leaf. I feel there's a bit of negative space there. And now we're going to connect all of these up. So I'm going to come in here from this central point and create a little bit of a wiggle right the way up through the centre of our leaves. Okay, again, laying your brush down, let it do the work for you, and then up through that top leaf there. And then we're going to connect them all. So we're going to come in here and connect this one to the stamen. Come in here. I'm also going to create like a little tendril that's just coming out. And then again in here. And then bring that one down. And then this one coming up. And then I am going to put a little tendril in there. Okay, so that is now going to go in for a full cure, which is 60 seconds. And then once that comes out of the lamp, we're going to have that beautiful contrast of the softness of the watercolour against that matte background, and then this painting gel actually cures shiny after a 60-second cure, so we're going to have even more contrast as well. And there you have it, a beautiful watercolour abstract with that gel painting on top. So that completes part 1 of our abstract design set. Make sure you hop over to part 2 to see the second now in this design. And if you enjoyed this workshop, please make sure you click the like button. And if you'd like to see any future workshops, please make sure you click that subscribe button and the notification bell. As always, thank you all so much for joining me, and I'll see you all soon.